All right, today we're diving into a book that honestly looks pretty simple on the outside, but it's packed with this huge message about destiny. We're talking about Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. It's this amazing story about what it really takes to follow your dreams and, what happens when you actually find the courage to do it.
Think about that for a second. That feeling, that little voice in the back of your head whispering about a different path you could be on, well, that's exactly what this story is all about. It's really a journey that reflects our own battles, right? The struggle between staying comfortable and answering that call to something more. So let's get into it.
Okay, so our story kicks off in the fields of Spain. Our main character is a young shepherd, Santiago, and his life, it's simple, it's predictable. He just travels around with his flock of sheep. He's got his routine, he's comfortable, everything is, well, fine.
But then, something starts to shake things up. He has this dream, and it's not just a one-time thing. It keeps happening over and over. In the dream, a little kid tells him that there's a hidden treasure waiting for him, way out at the pyramids in Egypt. Now, at first, he just tries to ignore it. A dream's a dream, right? But it just won't go away. And deep down, he gets this feeling that this is something more. This is a call to adventure.
And this is where things really start to take off. Santiago's still on the fence, not sure what to do, when he bumps into this mysterious old guy. The man says his name is Melchizedek, and he's the king of Salem. And this king, he's the one who helps Santiago see that his dream isn't just some random thing. No, it's actually incredibly important.
So Melchizedek introduces this idea that is without a doubt the heart of the entire book. He calls it your personal legend. And he explains that it's not just some goal you set for yourself. It's your true purpose. It's the one path in life that you were meant to follow, the one that's just for you. And this leads to probably the most famous line from the entire book. The king tells him this, and it really is the anchor for everything. He says that if you commit to your personal legend, like with everything you have, the entire universe will literally conspire to make it happen for you. I mean, just think about that. It's such a powerful and really inspiring thought. So this puts Santiago at a massive crossroads. I mean, a truly terrifying one. And he has to make a choice. And he does. He sells his entire flock of sheep. Think about that. That's his job, his safety net, his whole world. And he gives it all up to chase this dream. He chooses the scary, unknown path over the comfortable one. It just goes to show you, that first step is always the hardest, isn't it? So he's off, he gets to Africa, and he's feeling hopeful, But of course, the universe doesn't just roll out the red carpet and hand him the treasure. Nope. Almost right away, his commitment gets a major test. And it's a huge test. He's in this brand new place, he can't even speak the language, and bam, a thief steals every single penny he has. He is left with absolutely nothing. Just imagine that feeling. You're alone, you're scared, and you're probably just full of regret, thinking, I should have just stayed home. You'd want to just give up. But here's the thing, he doesn't give up. Instead of just wallowing in despair, he finds a job at a crystal shop, and he stays there for a whole year. And in that year, he learns so much. He learns patience from cleaning all that glass. He learns resilience by slowly saving up his money all over again. And most importantly, he reconnects with his dream. It's such a perfect example of how a huge setback isn't the end of the story. It's actually a lesson getting you ready for the next chapter.
All right, so he's saved up his money, and now Santiago is ready to get back on track. He joins a caravan that's heading right across the huge Sahara Desert. He's getting closer to the pyramids, closer to that treasure.
While he's with the caravan, he meets this Englishman who's also on a quest. He's looking for the alchemist, but it's funny because their styles are completely different. The Englishman, he's got his nose buried in books the whole time, trying to find wisdom in theories and texts. But Santiago, he takes a different path. He learns by watching the desert, by listening, by just paying attention to the world. And that's where he figures out that real wisdom, it doesn't just come from reading about life, it comes from actually living it.
The desert also brings him something else, love. At an oasis, he meets a woman named Fatima, and he just falls for her, completely. And for a second, he thinks about just staying, giving up the quest to be with her. But she does something amazing. She tells him he has to keep going. And this teaches him another huge lesson. Real love doesn't get in the way of your dreams. It doesn't hold you back. It actually pushes you forward.
So, Santiago listens to Fatima, and he keeps going. And then, at long last, he meets the very man the Englishman was searching for, the Alchemist. This super wise character becomes his final teacher, giving him the last bits of wisdom he's going to need to finish his quest.
And the alchemist's biggest lesson?
It's a game changer. He tells him that the number one thing that stops people from living out their personal legend, it's not money, it's not talent, it's the fear of failing. That's it. Fear is the real enemy.
Okay, so after everything, all the trials, the desert, everything, Santiago finally gets to the pyramids. He starts digging where he thought the treasure would be and finds nothing. To make it worse, he gets attacked by some thieves. And right then, this is where the big twist happens. As they're robbing him, one of the thieves starts laughing at him and says he had a stupid dream once too, about a treasure buried back in Spain under a tree in an old abandoned church, the exact same church where Santiago's journey started. Can you believe it?
And that's the big aha moment. The physical gold, the treasure chest, it was back home the entire time. He had to go all the way across the world, face all these challenges, and learn all these lessons just to find out that what he was looking for was right where he started. The journey wasn't to get to the treasure. The journey was what made him able to recognize the treasure that was always his.
So, what can we take away from all this? I mean, this story is just packed with lessons. It's all about following your dreams, right? Listening to your gut. It shows us that fear is the real roadblock, not anything else. That true love will lift you up, not hold you down. And maybe the biggest one of all, the journey, the process. That's what really matters. Way more than just getting to the end.
And that really brings us to the heart of The Alchemist. Yeah, he finds some gold in the end, but that's not the point. The real treasure wasn't the gold. It was who he became on the journey. It was the wisdom, the growth, the understanding he gained about himself and how the world works. That was the real prize.
You know, the book really leaves you thinking that life is always talking to us, right? Through dreams, little signs, gut feelings. So it's not really a question of if you have a purpose. The real question, the one this story leaves you with, is a personal one. Are you brave enough to listen to it? And are you brave enough to follow where it leads?